What is up, Prog family?
Prog family!
Great Canadian Apes.
Here we go.
Well,
We're heading into the third period,
we are.
and this is going to be a battle.
It's going to be a big
And
battle.
I think there's going to be gloves off.
I think there's going to be gloves off.
And we got the
Foil.
the foil. We got the foil, coach, and we are ready to kick ass tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, again, we are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
So today, lots of stuff happened. One of the big things, of course, is the shares in the free float increased today by 28 million. And so that was sold primarily into the market. I phoned Ortex to be able to take a look at, well, what happened. It went from 85 million up to about 113 million as per my calculations. They didn't know what was going on at that point in time, but we just checked another website that did show that, in fact, 113 millions is now the free float. And so, you know what happened? They must have went on the market this morning.
Yep.
And so we did see that dip there. And you know what? That was a tasty dip.
That was a tasty ass dip. I want
There we
some
go.
dip, man. Come on.
Here we go. That was a tasty dip.
This is what we did to that dip.
Here we go. And everybody do that. All right? Everybody good. And so tasty. That was good, tasty dip.
I'm pretty good. Good, yeah.
It was good. And so as you can see here, I did go for part of that. I thought the dip was right here. So I was like, okay, let's eat some of that dip. I like that. Went in for a little bit more dip here. And now it did come down to 394, where that used to be resistance that at that $4 level, let's say a week ago. That provided great support for us today.
Indeed.
And it took a little bit, of course, to be able to get back to that 50-day moving average and back over that 200-day moving average. But you know what? We're battling. We are absolutely battling. It's still $4.39 as we speak. When we zoom out a little bit, then we can see that if, in fact, they did release that 28 million at today's price of $4.50, the company just added over $100 million to their cash.
That's pretty sweet.
So, you know,
for an R&D company, that is sweet.
Absolutely. And we are still up $1.30 on the week, roughly 40% right now for the week. Not too many stocks out there in the entire market that went up 40% this week.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so let's take a look at Progenity. And I want to shout out Matt Kors because I actually saw this on his channel, but I just want to share it with you guys. So what do they do, right? So we were looking yesterday at their gastrointestinal biotherapeutics. One thing that I do want to highlight is they have the patent for the Humira in pill form.
It's awesome.
Which is awesome because I would take a pill over a shot any day.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at Humira, right? So AbbVie's revenue from top product Humira from 2011 to 2020. Look at this, $20 billion.
That's big. $20 billion a year.
That is
the
insane.
one product.
Take a look at the revenue, okay? So Humira makes up almost 50% of their entire revenue out of all these projects. And Progenity has a lot of products as well. So take a look at AbbVie, right? Their market cap is $206 billion.
And that constitutes half of their sales?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So take a look at that, right? Even if Progenity were to get 10% of what they make from Humira, 10% of even
That'd be 20 billion.
that would be.
Yeah.
Let's say even 10 billion because it's 50%
Yeah.
of their products. So that would still be 10 billion, which is still a tenfold increase. Take a look at this. Humira, one drug, many uses, billions of dollars. Humira is one of the world's best-selling drugs. In fact, overall, global revenue for Humira in 2020 reached close to $20 billion, with roughly 15 billion coming from the US market. However, looming biosimilar competition is taking a bite. And guess what? One of those competitors is Progenity. So take a look at all these. I just searched up on Google, just try to get the numbers for you guys. So this is what it fixes. or helps. Rheumatoid arthritis, 14 million people worldwide. Juvenile arthritis, over 300,000 children each year in the USA alone. Ankylosing spondylitis, on average 1.9 million people in the US alone. Crohn's disease, 5 million worldwide. Psoriasis, 100 million worldwide. Ulcerative colitis, 5 million worldwide. I can't say that, but estimated to be about 70 million worldwide, and uveitis, over 2 million worldwide. So Progenity is aiming to help millions and millions of people. Great company, and love to see it.
One thing that I want to come out with is gamma squeeze. Some people are saying, well, what's a gamma squeeze? And most people know it there, but just for a moment, gamma squeeze occurs when there is a sharp increase in price, making out of the money calls move up into being in the money, making the issuer of calls purchase the shares within a very short period of time, which drives the price up, especially if shares are hard to come by, which Progenities are. So it's basic supply demand. Once an investor exercises their option, the buyer has 2 days to settle and deliver on the share T2 system. This will put upward pressure on the stock price early in the following week. You'll see some gamma perhaps happening on that Friday, but even if it doesn't go up, it settles at a level that they haven't hedged for yet. They got 2 days to be able to make it happen. And so people were emailing us, and thanks so much for all your support. It means a lot. Love it. Great
so
Canadian.
much, guys.
We got the
Yes.
we got the Leafs going on.
Okay, so I got Tampa Bay because my favorite player is Steven Stamkos, and he's actually right from our community, which is awesome. So
and we love going to Tampa Bay.
yes,
love
indeed,
it.
we've
Yeah.
gone. I think a few times. Florida is awesome. Yeah.
Because people are asking, will the price be going up on Friday? Well, generally, and let's take a look at what's happened to GME over the time. And we wanted to put this together for you so that we can take a look and a little bit of history. History often repeats itself. So when we were looking at on January 8th, Friday, the close. Now notice the day before was at $19. So tomorrow, if the price is going down tomorrow, then it went down for GME as well. It went from the high the day before, 1945, down to 1769. But because that was a big increase from the week before, the T2 system on the Monday, Tuesday, then all those shares had to be bought up. And then we had this price of $38.65. So all of a sudden we had $38.65. And then the following week then, they had to cover this one. Now, again, notice the share price. It closed at $35.50 the following Friday. And that was down from the day before. So don't be surprised that it goes down tomorrow. It's natural. The hedgies are fighting for their lives, but we're good. We got them.
We got the foil.
We got the foil. We're taking them on. It's only going to the third period. We're going to have a good third. So look at the next week. So again, we had gamma going on because they had to buy these shares because the week before they closed at 17. Now they're closing at 35. And so they needed to buy those out of the money calls that came in the money. The gamma squeeze of it with the T2 system. So when do we see the increase of the price? It went up the next 2 days. All right. Now, notice what happens. Now, this is really kicking in then because then they couldn't keep up with the gamma, and it did go up to the $76 that day, even though they were able to drive it down to 65. That in itself, that 35 to 65 was enough that in the next 2 days trying to buy that stuff, there wasn't enough around. And that, along with the FOMO, as long as everything else, brought that up to 380. So notice that the price generally does go down on the Thursday, Friday. But if we hold strong, it goes up after the weekend because they have to cover their out of the money calls. When we take a look at AMC, we've got a similar thing happening from May on the Friday, May 21st. The price was $12. Notice that the day before that, it was $13.13. So again, we see the hedgies are trying to beat this thing down so that, in this case, it was under 12, but the Apes fought hard and we got it over $12. And so then what happened? Monday, Tuesday, they had to buy up the T2 system, and then it went up to the $17. Well, then foam was kicking in, that sort of thing, and then it ended up being. But notice over here, this was like 29.76 was the high the previous day, and it did still go down to 26.12 that day. But there was enough out of the money calls that day that went into the money that provided the T2 gamma squeeze that 2 days later, it had the big run up to 72. So when we're looking at price action between today and tomorrow, it usually does go down. So don't be surprised and just hodl on. So Progenity is on the monthlies. Now, they just started selling all the weekly. They just started selling all the weeklies so that they have money coming in, actually. So, there's no surprise they started selling weeklies today because they're out of money. And so all of a sudden we see weeklies going on. So yeah, all the money that's going in goes into their premiums to try and have them buy some stock at inflated prices with 100% interest rate to be able to try and drive it down tomorrow. But that's another story. Going back to the gamma, we've got the first day on the threshold list for them was back October 12th. Notice that right before the last monthly call date, the price was in around the 249, the 270, the 249. They drove it down to 214. But because it was at 214 after the two and so many calls came in the month because the month before was just $1, so it doubled in price, all of a sudden T2 it goes up to 355. And along with that, they had the good news, the patents, etc., and it goes up. And so where we are right now, yeah, I mean, it was up at the $6, that sort of thing, and then it closed at the 488. Look at the volume. In each case, with the AMC and the GME, the volume spiked. We're having volume spikes right before. And so even if it does go down a bit, we're going to be okay. Just like the AMC and the GME, both of them went down, but it was still a tidal wave for them. It's like a tsunami for them, but it slowed down from 200 miles an hour to 180 miles an hour. So what? It's still going to put them over. The 5% was the AMC line. And so you see right around the 350, we're still at that spot. Over the 4, which we stayed all day, even though they put all kinds of millions into the float, diluted the float today, we ate it up.
Oh, yeah.
That was
some tasty dip.
Tasty
dip.
Yeah. Currently trading above the $4 level, that would be 7% of the available float will have to be bought. For AMC's June run-up from 12 to 72, the level was approximately 5% of the available float. And so at $4, we're right there at the same percentage levels. So we got to have a strong third period.
We got to have a strong third period.
And we will. We're just going to fight it out.
So if we go over to Fintel and we look at the dark pool volume, that has gone up significantly. So that's more than half of all buy orders, of all orders, are going to the dark pool now. So, guys, just make sure you contact your broker if you haven't already. I know we say that every day, but it's really, really important because look at this. It's gone up 47, 49, 55. That's more than half of the entire volume is going to the dark pools.
Because usually dark pools, you have half, maybe 25% go through the dark pools. So at this level, it's more than double. And why? Because they're trying to manipulate the price, keep it down, keep it down, keep it down.
It's the most it's been at all month. Look at that.
And to take a look at the how many shares are there available to get, and that's 70%. And
right
so
there.
Right now you've got 30,000 available.
That's
So
almost nothing.
out of 113 million. We ate it up, man.
Oh,
we
yeah.
just ate it up. It was like a polar bear in a pond full of fish up north. They just pounced on it. We pounced on it this morning, and we ate it up, and we're still over $4 with an extra 30% going into the float. And so we've got a stronger financial company because all the money goes to them.
Yep.
And Awesome.
Holy! Whoa!
Short interest change, 10% up. These guys are just jokers. Okay, so borrowed shares on 2 days ago. Today's Thursday.
When it shot up to friggin' by 40%.
By 40%. They were trying to keep it down. That was the power of the apes. They couldn't keep it down.
Good job, guys.
It was like 5.2 million shares borrowed that day for a 10% increase. Estimated now 24 million. This doesn't even get into the short attacks that happened yesterday or today or the dilution, and we're still over the $4 level. This is awesome. Cost to borrow average 98.91%. Cost to borrow max 260%. Utilization up again today at 99.92%. Percent of free float on loan, 31.7%. Shares on loan, 35.65 million. To be able to take a look at the failures to delivers, because they love to do that. Look at those
boom
yellows. Big boom boom candles that they can't pay their till. 22 million still being reported. It is a ticking time bomb, the T35 that they have, because who knows what that day is going to come. Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be the next day? It's going to be sometime soon, because they've on Santa's naughty list since October 12th. Days to cover is at 0.5. The volume over the last couple of days has been fantastic, and into the hundreds of millions. At these exorbitant rates, they just didn't, and with the company looking so strong, they just didn't borrow anymore. I mean, it'll be interesting to see
how
in
can
2
you
days.
short a company? You know what? If I were these friggin' shorts, I'd buy back and go in long already, because these guys have an actual business. It's gonna be a great investment. I don't see why they short them when this could be a blue chip stock in 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, right here for the $6, you got 22.95% return potential just on
2 holds, 2 buys, 0 sells.
That's it. Unbelievable. So, they're doing great.
They're doing awesome.
But we have got to fight. We have got a fight on our hands, and we're going to do it. We're going to have the Canadian apes. We're going to have the US apes. We're going to have the German, UK, Irish, Korean, everywhere around the world apes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Prog is an expansive company that currently has a market cap of 700 million and has the patent for Humira in pill form, which is a 20 billion per year market segment, which should value the company in the billions, let alone all their other 149 patents. Increased shares in free float today to 113 million, and it was bought up like a pack of polar bears in a pond full of fish. That was some amazing dip. I know you guys got in on some of that. We got in on some of that. Dilution occurred, and the price is still over $4 at 35% increase on the week. Gamma Squeeze is brewing to an explosive point. The fight is on. Apes are strong. We just gotta keep it going. Make sure that you call your broker to ensure your buy orders are going into the NYSE or another lit market, not dark market, and again, not should it all connect. We are in the third period.
We're in the third period, going into tomorrow. Now, keep it strong, right from the start to the end, but especially remember those last 2 minutes.
Yes.
That last 2 minutes of the game, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, hockey, whatever game you're playing, last 2 minutes is always important. So the last 5-10 minutes of that trading to be able to get some orders in would be sweet.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice at all through the whole thing.
I definitely have some money set aside for the final bell where we can get it and we can put them into max pain, baby, and we can get this gamma going. You know how it is. And we are the Great Canadian Apes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please share it on Twitter, Reddit, Discord, whatever you use. Please like, share, comment. Share with your friends. Tell friends about this opportunity, because you know what? It's a real company. $6 price analysts, 2 buys, 2 holds. They're doing great things. Christmas tendies for your grandma. And thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll link down some Reddit servers in the description box below, as well as our Twitter. Thank you guys so much for all the subscribers. We're past 250 right now, which is awesome. And thank you guys so much. Hope you have a great night. Let's go, Prog! Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo!